Hello, I'm Johnny Ramos, and also part of this presentation is Ethan Chan, Tori Tsunada, and Yuriyama Arigero, and I want to be presenting our issue, which is long-term COVID syndrome has negative effects on memory and cognitive function.
Premise 1. Effects of long-term COVID syndrome on memory issues. Many patients who have long-term COVID syndrome have been reported to have memory issues. Around 68 to 76% of patients were reported to have all sorts of memory issues. Short-term memory is one of the most common effects. About 62 to 68% of patients were reported to have short-term memory loss. Age groups 50 to 59 were most affected by short-term memory loss. The second biggest issue is long-term memory loss. An estimate of about 28 to 38% of patients reported long-term memory loss. Ages 50 to 59 were most affected by this. There are other issues such as inability to make new memories and forgetting how to do routine tasks, but only about 5 to 15% of patients were affected.
Premise 2. Effects of long-term COVID syndrome on cognitive dysfunction. Many patients who have been affected with long-term COVID syndrome have reported receiving some effects on their cognitive function as well. A large percentage, about 73 to 87% of patients, reported to experience a wide range of cognitive issues. Our first biggest problem was attention. About 54 to 80% of patients reported having some kind of attention issues. The largest age range being 18 to 29 being mostly affected. On the other hand, executive functioning, ranging from 35 to 75% of patients reported having this issue. Also, the age ranges between 18 and 29 were most largely affected.
Memory and cognitive dysfunction have an impact on the workplace. Long COVID syndrome negatively affected about 10 to 40% of patients on their ability to work. Over 30% of 30 to 39-year-old patients reported to be severely unable to work. Younger patients from 18 to 29 years old were the most affected compared to older age groups of 70 years and older.
Premise 4 addresses the impact of memory and cognitive function on daily life. So through the graph, we can culminate the results that daily tasks were significantly affected by memory and cognitive dysfunction. Tasks that required more thinking, such as work, making serious decisions, communicating one's thoughts, and conversing with others, were impacted to up to over 80% and only decreased when regarding simpler tasks. Only basic and long-term memorable tasks, such as returning home without getting lost, feeding oneself, remembering the month or year, and showering or bathing regularly, had the majority of patients from 55 to 90% answer that they are capable of completing it.
In conclusion, there are negative effects on memory and cognitive issues caused by long-term COVID syndrome.
Call to action. Do not let your memory get affected. If you think you have long-term COVID syndrome, make sure to go to the doctors to get it checked out.